Hello and welcome to Greedy MTG, the world's finest Magic the Gathering YouTube channel created by a 5th grader. Edge of Eternities just recently released, so I'll be doing a premiere draft of Edge of Eternities. I have a little bit of drafting practice on 17lands.com, but you can only draft the deck, you can't play the deck, so I don't know what cards are good and what cards aren't. I hope I draft a really good deck that has a lot of bombs, but there's probably going to be a lot of luck. So, in this pack, there's Bioengineered Future, which is 1 green enchantment. When enters, create a lander token. Each creature you control enters the battlefield, counter for each land that enters the battlefield under control this turn. And then there's Seam Rip, which is white for enchantment, enters exile non-land permanent on value 2 or less until it leaves the battlefield. 4 full bores, red for giving a creature +3/+2, and if that creature is cast for its warp cost, it also gives trample and haste. Caravan Harrier is red for 2/1. When it attacks, pay 2. You may pay 2, create 2/2 robot that's happening attacking, you sacrifice at the end step. There's a Terrabotanist, which is 1 green 2/3, landfall gain life, so it's just really good. Vanishing Light is just fine removal spell. Focus Fire is pretty good removal spell. It's definitely not the rare. It's either like Terrabotanist or Seam Rip. I think I would just take a Terrabotanist here. I really am liking the green rampy decks. Okay, in this pack, there's a Dawnstrike Vanguard, which is 5 in white for a 4/5 lifelink at your end step. If you have 2 or more tapped creatures, put a counter on each creature you control other than this creature. There's Emergency Eject, which is 2 in white, destroy an on-land permanent. Its controller gets a lander token. Tractor Beam is 2 in blue. You enchant something. When it enters, it taps the enchanted permanent. You control enchanted permanent, but it doesn't untap. So it's basically just 4 mana removal spell for blue. Void for Titan is 4 in black for 5/4. At your end step, if non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn or spells warp this turn, you draw a card and lose life. Lash Whip Predator is 4 in green for 5/7 reach, but costs 2 if opponent has 3 or more creatures. Cryogen Relic is card draw, and Nebula Dragon's a big dragon for 7 mana. I'll just take Lash Whip Predator to stay in green, and it is really good. Okay, this is a really good pack. There's Galactic Wayfarer, which is really, really good common. There's also Diplomatic Relations as a really good bite spell. There's Monolith, which can draw you a lot of cards. But there is also Glacier Godmaw, which is a 5 in green 6/6 trample. When enters, create lander token, and landfall creatures control get +1/+1 vigilance and haste until end turn. That will be a pick over Galactic Wayfarer, even though it's a 2 in green 3/3 create lander token. I think Galactic Wayfarer might actually just be a right pick, but I'm here to have some fun, so I'm taking Godmaw. There's also the red-black Signpost Uncommon. It's 2 black-red, 2/2 fine. When enters, return artifact or creature from your graveyard to your hand, and at your end step, if non-land permanent left the battlefield or exposed warp, put a counter on this creature. But I'm just taking a Glacier Godmaw and staying in green. Okay, in this pack there's a Cryogen Relic for some really good card draw. There's also a Focus Fire, which is pretty good removal. There's a Volt Guard Trooper, which is fine, and the red aggressive strategies if you can tap your creatures. I think I'll just take a Relic here as a pretty good card. There wasn't any green in that pack. Okay, in this pack there's a Diplomatic Relations, which I think will be a pick because I'm trying to stay in green. Really good removal. There's Command Bridge, which it can tap to add 1 mana main color, but enters tapped in. When it enters, you have to sacrifice it unless you tap a untap permanent you control. It's pretty good fixing. There's Litho Break-In, which is 2 in red instant, create lander token, you can sacrifice or artifact, deal 2 damage to each creature. So it's basically 3 mana Pyroclasm. There's Westblade Enhancer, which is 5 in white, 3/4. When enters, put a counter on each up to 2 target creatures, and it's 2 in white warp, which is pretty good in a white aggressive deck. There's also Lost in Space, which makes a creature, the target creature's owner, put that creature on top or bottom of their library. Okay, in this pack there's a Enemies Charm. I couldn't speak for a second, but it's only good in a mono black deck because it's triple black. There's a Might, which I wasn't very impressed with, but, well, I didn't think it was good, but I'm starting to think it might be really good. There's also Bombard for 3 mana, deal 4 damage to a creature, pretty good removal, and an Ace Cave Crasher, which can It's 4 4/4 trample, landfall, give it +1/+0. I'll just take the might here though. Okay, there's a Broodguard Elite, which is X in green. It is amazing. It's 0/0, but enters with X counters, and when it leaves the battlefield, puts counters onto our creature controlling it. Has green X warp. So first you play green and X, and basically it says at the end step you put X counters on something, and then you play it later as a big body. I'll just take that here. There's also Orbital Punch. It's a fine sorcery speed removal. 4 deals 6 damage to a creature, sorcery speed, create lander token usually. Okay, there's a Sammy's Curiosity, which is really good. Green, gain 2 life, create lander token. There's also a Nebula Dragon, but I want to stay in green. Looks like green's been really open, so I'm really happy I went in green. There's also full board in this pack, which is only good in the red aggressive strategies, mainly, but there's only a burst in this pack, which is 1 green, put counter onto our creature control, gains reach, trample, and indestructible until end of turn, untap it. I'll just take the burst. In this pack, there's a Nebula Dragon, so I'll take that. So it could be like green, blue, green, red. The wheat's at like the top end. I mean, I really like just in green. I really like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these cards, and I'm pretty happy with 8 of them. Okay, there's basically nothing here, so just take random card. The might and the burst I'm not very happy with, but they're still fine, and the might can really pop that off if you get the right draw with it, and the burst is really good in the right circumstance. The might is also just really good. So we have Land Seeker, last pick, which is actually a playable card, so it's really nice to get last pick. Okay, in this pack there's a Rust Harvester. It is red for 1/1 menace artifact creature, but you can pay 2 mana, exile artifact from graveyard, put counter on it, then it deals damage equal its power to any target. I don't know if this card's good. I'm definitely not taking it because it's probably more for like a Rakdos strategy more than anything else, and I'm going to be gruul if I play it most likely. There's also a Seed Ship Agrarian, which is 3 in green for a 3/3. It becomes tapped, create a lander token, and when land you control enters, put a counter on this creature. Really good spacecrafts because you can tap it. I'll just take that. It's an amazing card. There's also Old Fate's Scroll, which is ramp early game. It's card draw late game. Nebula Dragon and Gravkill's really good. Gravkill's really good removal, but I want to stay in green for now. Soon I'll move out of green. Okay, this looks like it's the time to move out of green because there's almost nothing in green except a Germinating Worm, which isn't that good. There's a Moltenous Massacre, but it's 2 colors off, and I don't even know if it's that good. Our Knight Captain's going white. I don't think I want to pair green with white because white's aggressive and green isn't. There's a Debris Field Crusher, which I think will be a pick. It's 5 mana, 1/5, fine, but when it enters it deals 3 damage to any target, and you could spend 1 red to give it +2/+0. So it can be a big pain. There's also Zookeeper Mechan as some really nice 2 mana ramp in red, but I think I'll just take a Debris Field Crusher, and now I think I just know my colors. Now there's a Galvanizing Saw Ship as a really good spacecraft. You only need 3 to turn into a 6/1, 6/5 flying haste, but it doesn't have an enter battlefield effect. Tragic Trajectory, but I don't think I'm aiming cards into black, so I don't take that here. There's also a Engineering, which is 3 in green, landfall, create 2/2 robot, and 1 in green warp. But I think the Saw Ship is just better. I don't know, I like Saw Ship more. So take that. Okay, in this pack there is nothing but a Sammy's Curiosity, but that is a really good card, so I'm really happy taking that. Okay, there is a Halia, which is pretty good in its counter theme. There's Timeline Kohler, which is good in the black aggressive strategies. There's Galeblade, which is good in the blue decks. There's another Burst Mount 1/1. There's a Pollinator, which I will just take. It's green for 1/2 artifact creature, tap untapped permanent you control to add 1 mana main card. There's also a Nutrient Block, which is fine, but just not great. I'm really liking where I am here. I already have 15 cards that I'm happy with playing, and it's only pick 5 out of pack 2. Okay, this pack is really bad. So I think I just take a Shattered Wings. That's basically the only thing in the pack. Destroy target artifact, enchantment, creature, fly, and surveil 1. So I'll take that, but I don't know if I'm playing it. It's like a pre-fill revival card, but it cannot be bad. Not bad. There's an engineering in this pack, so I think I'll take that. There's also germinating worm, which isn't bad. Worm, but I will just take the engineering. In this pack, there's Nebula Dragon, another Lash Whip Predator, and a Intrepid Tenderfoot as not bad 2-drop. I need 2-drops. I really like the Predator, so I will just take that here. My curve is pretty high now. Okay, there's a Nebula Dragon, but you could get a lot of them late, and I already have one of them. Plus, I have 2 7-drops, so I'll just take an Old Fate Scroll here for some ramp. Plus, later in the game, you can draw 2 cards, at least. There's Germinating Worm here, so I'll take that. Can count as a 2-drop, because you could play it on turn 2 to gain 2 life. As I said, you can get Nebula Dragons really late, but I will just take Ice Cave Crasher, which is not bad. Take nothing, and there's another burst here, but I don't know if you really want to. Okay, in this pack there is a Harmonizer, which is 2 in green, green, 4/4 land. You control it. Enter double target creature. The power of target creature you control until I'm turn. It has 2 in green warp. That is not bad. There's Stomping Ground, but I don't think I'll need that in 2-color deck. And there's good chance it'll wheel. There's also Zookeeper Mechan. So it's between that and the Harmonizer. And the Harmonizer seems cool, but I think I'll just take the Mechan because I need more 2-drops. There is some Warren here, sadly not in white because it's really good. There is a Pinnacle Killship. I have enough 7-drops. I already have 2, and I'll probably get more later. Plus, this card is kind of underrated, and it will wheel. I'll just take a Germinating Worm here. If I was in white, I could take a Jack or Sunborn. If I was in black, I'd take a Depressurize. But a Worm is not horrible. Okay. Looks like I'm getting pretty cut off here. There's a Depressurize again in black, a Relic in blue, and white there's a Night Luminary. In Rakdos there's another Interceptor Mechan. In green there's only a Gene Pollinator, which isn't horrible, but just not great. Okay, in this pack there's another Harmonizer, but I don't think I'll take that. There's Debris Field Crusher, which I might just take. It's a pretty good card. There's a Greenhouse, but it's not as good as the Field Crusher, I believe. There's an Intrepid Tenderfoot and a Ice Cave Crasher, but those aren't great. And they also have a bigger chance of wheeling. This pack is way better than the last packs, which makes me think maybe I wasn't getting caught off. I was just getting unlucky. There's Close Encounter and a Diplomatic Relations as removal. This is 1 more mana for +1/+0 Vigilance, but this is 1 less mana, and it lets you do creatures that you warped, so I will take that. Yeah, maybe I am getting cut off because this pack has almost nothing. There's a Depressurize in another color. There's basically just 2 cards, but I don't like any of them. Guess I take a Depressurize in case I want to splash it, but I have way more playables I need, so I don't think that's going to happen. So I don't know about this Might. There's a Lash Whip Predator and a Sammy's Curiosity. This will be my 4th 6-drop, but just so good. And I don't know if I need 3 Sammys, so I think I'll take the Lash Whip Predator. I think I'll cut the Might here. I have plenty of playables. I still have 25 now. Take the Tenderfoot, but I don't know if I'll need it because I have an insane amount of cards. Could cut this Burst, honestly. Tenderfoot's a possible cut. The Burst is a possible cut. Okay, got a Ice Cave Crasher. Sure. Landseeker and Crasher, possible cuts. I like engineering. Yeah. Black seemed really open. Got the pressure raise this way. Okay, there's a tenderfoot. Guess I'll take that. Wow, gruul was so open. Can't believe how lucky I got. Well, I'm really happy I went into gruul. I stayed open the first pack by taking almost only green cards, and then because green seemed really open, and then I went into gruul because it seemed open. Okay, I can trim down on the 4-drops because Lash Whip Predators are sometimes 4s, and I'll need this many. I think I'll get rid of the Cavalian Seeker. It's good, but I think I'll get rid of it, and maybe one Ice Cave Crasher. Cut one Tenderfoot, so 1, 2, 3. Only 3 2-drops, really. Well, I guess it's like 5. Then Germanian Worm's a 2-drop. It's kind of hard. 2 more cuts. Can cut 1 Pollinator, I guess. It's really good with the Agrarium, but I have some spacecrafts for that. I think it's between the engineering and the Lash Whip Predators. Yeah, I'll cut 1 Lash Whip Predator. Doesn't feel great, but I mean, I have so many good cards. I'll be really sad if this stuff doesn't do well, because I mean, the lane was just so open. No one was in gruul. I mean, I'll keep this hand. Has a Gene Pollinator and a Brute Guard Elite. Oh, shoot. Accidentally played a mountain here instead of a forest. Won't end up mattering because I just drew a Debris Field Crusher, but that was a big mistake. Looks like opponent's Rakdos. I will play a forest and attack for 1 and pass. Play a Skittermaw. Okay. That's a good target for his Field Crusher. I drew a Germinating Worm. Guess I'll play that and gain 2 life. Then I'll pass the turn. I really just need to draw a land so I can play a Debris Field Crusher. Or this worm. Probably a Field Crusher so I could get rid of the Skittermaw. They play a Voidborn. Okay. That's probably... Oh, they warp it, actually. And they warp a Memorial Team Leader. Okay. They can attack for 3 with a Skittermaw. Oh, that gets triggered, doesn't it? Shoot. So I will close encounter the Voidborn. Choose a Germinating Worm. Yeah. Voidborn does drain me a little bit. I just need a land. Yes, I drew a mountain, so now I can play this Debris Field Crusher. Deal 3 damage to their Skittermaw, which is just perfect, and now I can station the Debris Field Crusher. Now they have no board because they spent last turn just warping. They play the Memorial Team Leader. That is fine. I can play the Predator. or like a worm. I guess a worm's probably better. I'll play this germinating worm. I guess I'll just double station up to 7 now. So next turn I can tap the Gene Pollinator to turn it into a creature. Okay, they warp a Beckoner. And they do that so they could kill my germinating worm. Okay, down to 14 now. I drew a engineering. Guess I turn this into a creature. Pump it once to give it +2/+0. Then use diplomatic relations to give it +1/+0 and kill their memorial team leader. And then I can attack for 4. Sabri Field Crushers feeling really, really good. They have a vote out for another Molespo to kill it. They cast 2 Molespo's Ray. I drew a mountain. So I guess I just play the engineering. Play a mountain, create a 2/2. Now attack for 1 damage, once down to 15 now. And my lands now create 2/2 robots, which is really useful. They play a Sky Warden, so it looks like they're just a Void deck. Rakdos Void A. Okay. I will play or warp this Broodguard Elite for 5, I guess. I can make, like, I guess 6. And tap the engineering. Now, no attacks. At the end step, I get 6 counters on my robot. So now I have a 8/8 robot. It's not bad. Okay, they have another removal spell. It's very unfortunate. I am now down to 10, and they pass. I will play a mountain. I will X6 this Broodguard Elite to untap the engineering and then pass the turn. If they try to kill my elite, then I get put the counters on the robot and they can't attack. They play a Beckoner. Okay, that is fine. They attack for 7. I'll just jump with my robot. They play a Swamp and pass the turn. I drew a Sammy's Curiosity. I'll play the Predator, go to combat, attack with the Elite. And pass the turn, leaving up this burst. Opponent's deck looks really good though. They have the Voidborn, they have Trajectory, Memorial Team Leader, Vote Out, and Cut Propulsion. They have a lot of removal. And it's really good removal too. Every single one was uncommon, which means we might be seeing some more removal coming up soon. They play a Fell Grab Ship, that's a extremely good one. Luckily I have this Predator to block it, because it has reach. Okay, they return a creature or spacecraft they can get back a mech in, which returns a creature artifact. Yep, they get back a Mechan, play the Mechan. This is really annoying. As I said, really lucky that I have this Predator. Okay, they bring back the Voidborn. That makes some sense, because that lets them get Void Trigger, because they can warp it. Okay, and they use it to crew or station the foe grab ship. Looks like they're going to pass the turn. Yeah. They get 3 Void Triggers, sadly. Or no, 2 Void Triggers. But now they have a 7-8 reach, which is super annoying. Drew a Zookeeper Mechan. That's a pretty good one. I'll play Sammy's Curiosity, get a Lander, play this Zookeeper Mechan, and pass the turn, leaving up cracking the Lander token and the Burst. They play a Voidborn and a Dirgegraft, which makes me sacrifice this Pollinator. But that is definitely fine. Pollinator did its work. I hope they forget that my Lash Whip Predator has reach, even though it has that bow and arrow sign, so Sneaky Reach doesn't exist anymore. They might still forget. They have a lot of fine spacecrafts though, so I will basically just die if they can kill my Lash Whip. Okay, they attack for 7 damage with their Sky Warden. I will crack a Lander token and get a Forest, which creates a 2/2. I can block with the Elite and the 2/2. So I will do that. So they can just kill Elite or just kill 2/2. Assume they'll just kill Elite. Yep, that's what they do. But that is fine with me. It's a Elite versus a against Sky Warden. And I get to put 6 counters on a robot. Yeah, so now I have a 8/8 robot and a 5/7 reach Lash Whip Predator, plus a Zookeeper Mechan, plus I have Engineering. Point is at 10 too, which you cannot forget. I'm at low life total. Can't speak today, but they are also at a low life total. Plus, I can Zookeeper Mechan to make something +4/+0 until end of turn. So play a Mountain. I will make my robot humongous. And then I'll go combat and attack with the huge robot. They just chump it. That is fine. I could put a counter on it and give it trample. But that doesn't quite kill him, so I'll just take the chump. Yeah, because chumps are always fine for me. And now I'll pass the turn. Still have a Reacher, and I still have 8/8 tap, 2/2 untapped, and a 1/3 that pumps. Okay, they put 2 counters on it, so it's basically a 4-1 5/3. They still can't attack because my Lash Whip Predator, which has been a humongously good card. Next turn, I believe I just go for the kill. Zookeeper Mechan up the robot. And then burst it to give it trample. Okay, they station up their Dirgegraft. So 1 blocker down. I am almost there. Okay, station up the dirt craft again, and now it's a creature. They pass the turn. So they block 4 of it, so it's 5 damage. Or no, block 4 of it, so it's 9 damage. Yeah, good game. I'm meching it up to 12. Now go combat, will attack. And they are dead because the burst gives trample. Yep, I just burst the 12-8, make it a 13-9, and trample over for 10, and then deal 6 damage to a opponent. So they die. Wow, that burst is really good. The biggest performer of the game, though, was the, the Brood Guard Elite. That card played amazingly. It made 2 robots humongous, and without it, I don't know if I will beat their triple removal plus 1 4-stack and non-token creature draw. But, well, no, that was a really long game. And not very long, but it was pretty intense. So it may feel longer, even if it wasn't that long. Okay, this hand is really good. I have turn 1 Sammy's Curiosity, turn 2 Mechan, turn 3 Crack the Lander, turn 4 Lash Whip Predator. And I'm on play, so turn 1 Forest, gain 2 life, create a Lander with Sammy's Curiosity. Really good card, in my opinion. They play a Swamp, and I feel like they have something, but I don't know what. They pass the turn. Interesting. I will just play a Mountain and play this Mechan. No. Yeah. I'll play the Mechan. They had a sorcery speed card for black. That's all I know right now. They play a island and play a Mechan Shieldmate. It's fine. I will play a forest and play this Tarot Botanist and pass the turn, leaving up the Crack of the Lander token, gain life off the Tarot Botanist into a Lash Whip Predator. Or if they go like 1 drop, 2 drop, I can play Lash Whip Predator for 4 mana and also work this Germinating Worm, but the chance of that isn't very high. Yep, they just play a 3 drop, 3 mana, 3/2, when it becomes tapped, untap another permanent. And they could attack, they could not attack. I assume they attack, yep. They attack for 3, I will not block. And then I will just crack with Lander. Get a forest. Gain a life. Now I can play a mountain, play this. Or I guess I'll attack for 2 first. Attack for 2. They do not block, and I'll play Slash Whip Predator. Hope they do not have one of the many removable spells in black. I guess even though there are a lot of removable spells in black, not many of them kill a 5/7. Because a lot of them are like depressurize, -3/-0, and kill. It's basically destroy creature power 3 or less, but it can work as combat trick. Plus there's like that 3 mana -3/-3 food that can either spend 2 mana, make opponent lose 3, or 2 mana, gain 3. And then there is the -2/-2, but if avoid the -10, -10. If they attack, then they have that card. They just don't attack, and they pass turn after playing a Sentry. So I could make a creature +4/+0. But that doesn't really matter. I'll just attack with the Predator. And I assume they'll double block with the Sentry and another card. Okay, they block with Sentry and they block with a Sentinel, I assume. Or no, the Shieldmate, I mean. What am I talking about? Yeah, that's what they do. That is fine with me though. I can just kill both and it's a 2-for-1. Now I'll play a Forest, gain life off the Terrabotanist, and keep the pressure up by playing a Worm. Even though that was a 2-for-1 though, the opponent does have 6 cards in hand, and I only have 1. So I'm in a dicey position here. But the opponent's been missing land drops, which is good for me. Okay, they play a Faller's Faithful. I can destroy my worm, but if they do, then I draw 2. So I destroy their own Sentinel and draw 2 cards themselves. But now they are under a lot of pressure. Plus, I drew an Old Fate Scroll, which can draw some cards. I will play a Forest and gain a life, then activate the Mechan to give the Worm +4/+0. Then attack with the Worm. Okay, they just take it, so they're down to 9 now. Opponent plays a Swamp, and they pass the turn. That is quite interesting. I will go full control and pretend like I have something. To combat, next to attackers, I will attack for 5 with the Worm. I have something totally. Next to blockers. I'm sure they have removed as well. They block it, okay. Next to damage. Okay, they have removal spell. I'll let that resolve and go out full control. So that's not very surprising. It's almost certainly a removal spell. I'll play the Ice Cave Crasher and the Old Fate Scroll. The Crasher does put them under some pressure too because it has trample. Opponent's grab heal is very nice though. They play a Mechanozoa. I don't know how to say it, but they warp it. Tap into my Ice Cave Crasher. Sure. And they play a Steel Swarm Operator. That is pretty good. I draw a Mountain. So I just crack this scroll to draw 2 cards. I drew a Mountain and a Forest. So I have been playing out really ridiculously, which is not good. Now attack with the Terrabotanist, I guess. Okay, they block. Not surprising, but I'm probably dead given I drew 10 lands. I drew 7 non-lands and 10 lands, which is very, very unlucky. You draw some of my big bombs. Oh, you know what would be so good here? The Leviathan. I play that. Then I play a land. I give all my creatures +1/+1. Then I crack the lander that it gives you. And all my creatures get another +1/+1. That would be so good. Wow. Of course I didn't draw it. drew a gene pollinator, so I will play that. And I guess I'll just save my lands and pass the turn because I have plenty of mana. Opponent is down to 4 cards in hand though. The life total difference is pretty big too. They play a Mechan Assembler, which is good. I really need a removal spell now. Play a Sentinel, create a 2/2. I am very far behind. Can't talk. Okay, Diplomatic Relations was a removal spell, so that's not bad. So I will play a Mountain. I will activate Zookeeper Mechan to give the Crasher +4/+0, then go combat attack for 9 damage with the Crasher. They block with Mechanizoa and a robot. Okay, I will use the Diplomatic Relations, get +1/+1. I can kill their Assembler or kill the Mechanizoa. If I kill Mechanizoa, I save my Ice Cave Crasher, and they take 8 damage. So I think that's correct. Opponent is down to 1 now. All I need is my dragon that does 3 damage to opponent. My, one of my 2 5-mana spacecrafts that say when they enter a deal 3 damage chain target. Or the Leviathan would also probably work, because it gives one of my creatures +1/+1 and Vigilance and Haste until I turn on landfall. They play Cerebral Download. Okay, they're down to 2 mana. That is good for me, but they do get Cerebral 3. Good, please. Dragon off the top. Or a vehicle. I don't care. Anything that isn't a land, basically. Of course, it'd be best if I could kill him, but anything that isn't land is still pretty good. Plus, this Crasher puts them in a really bad position, because all I have to do is play a Forest, or activate the Mechan, I guess, and now they're basically dead, if they don't have removal. Okay, they play a Nutrient Block, that lets them get a 2/2, and gain 3 and draw a card. They crack it to gain 3 and draw a card. Something good, please. Please attack, opponent. Please attack. Nope, they did not attack. I drew a Tenderfoot, which is not great, but it's actually not horrible, because I can put multiple counters on it. Play it, I will put 1 counter on it. And I'll put 2 counters on it. Then I'll just pass. Opponent's board is very annoying, but I have so many outs and there are only 20 cards in deck. I can make a Tenderfoot a 7/7 next turn. Technically, if I wanted 8/8, but that's kind of overdoing it. If I make it 7/7, they'll have to double block to kill it. They play Hymn of the Faller, so they surveil 1, draw 1, and lose 1. That is very good for me. Get the Surveil Island away, go down to 3 life. Oh no, tap 7 mana and pass the turn. Just do that, okay? I'll say thank you. Then you'll be dead. Okay, so I can activate Mechan to give this 8 power, play a land to give it 9 power. It's a lot of power. I have 4 cards that literally win me a game, though. Now that they played the Hymn. The Hymn put them in a very, very bad position. What gained them the 3 life? Oh yeah, it's a block. Okay, I drew a germinating worm, which is pretty good. But I think I'll just keep on activating this tenderfoot. I'll turn it into a 6/6. That seems pretty good. And now I'll go combat and attack with the tenderfoot. They take it. Yes, they concede. That is great for me. Oh, I am now 2-0. That was a very stressful and actually that was a long game. But I mean, Steck's been playing really well. I was really worried when they had like 6 swords in hand and 1 land in hand and started flooding, but then I was able to put them enough pressure. I had to make some bad blocks. Okay, this hand would be good if I had green sources, so I will mulligan. And this hand would be fine if I had red source, but I don't. So I will still keep it and bomb the Nebula Dragon, which I actually don't know if it's the right play, because as I knew would happen, I just top decked a mountain, but that happens. So turn 1 play Gene Pollinator. They lead with a plains and an island and a station monitor. That is a really good draw. I guess I will just work this germinating worm and pass. Next turn, I can relations kill their monitor. Okay, they play Siriema, and they get Memnon the right hand. Okay, that's pretty good, but I think the station monitor is more of a problem right now. This creature or the spacecraft will be a problem later. Not yet though, luckily. They play Sunstar Lightsmith and they turn this into station up to 5. I'll play this Crasher and attack for 1. They're down to 17, but they're going to soon turn us, probably next turn, turn us into a creature, and now they're playing the right hand. Yep, they turn us into a 5/5 flyer. Attack with it for 5. I am down to 17, and this is looking really, really bad. I play Forest, pump the Crasher, go to combat attack for 5 with the Crasher, and then I'll play this germinating worm. And pass the turn. I mean, I am winning this race. The Crasher hits really, really hard. I mean, I have a lot of good draws. I have 7 Mon next turn if they don't kill Pollinator, which I assume they won't. And if they do, I'm honestly pretty happy with that. They play Dual Sun Adepts, which is really good, and they attack me for 8 in the air. That is really aggressive, honestly. I'm kind of surprised by that. Means they probably have a removal spell. Okay, they pass the turn. I will play a Forest. Pump the Ice Cave Crasher. Play a Germinating Worm to gain 2. Then I'll play a Close Encounter to kill their Lightsmith. Have to tap this one. They play a indestructible trait on their lightsmith. Okay. It will attack with the crasher still. Oh, actually, let me think this through. It will not attack with the crasher. They warp a Starfield Shepherd. It's a very good card. Assume they're like getting a 1-drop and playing that to pump the Sensor Lightsmith. They play a Lightstall Inquisitor to pump the Lightsmith and draw a card. I just hope they like will attack or something and then get killed on the crackback. But the chance of that is not very high. They can just attack for 8 damage in the air, as it looks like they are about to do. Removal spell? Okay, that is not a removal spell, but it works. So I can play that, and that makes it so that I don't actually die to their attackers because I now have a blocker. And I can attack for 5 damage with this worm. And still keep back enough blockers, hopefully. I mean, you know, if they have removal spell, I'm dead anyway because they can just kill my Lash Whip Predator, which is my only reacher. I'm just praying that they have nothing though. They're thinking about it, that's a good sign. What I really need to draw is a Nebula Dragon. But sadly, the Nebula Dragon is right here. So I can't draw a Nebula Dragon. What's in my deck? I mean, a removal spell won't be bad. The main thing is just surviving the next turn, which is a lot to ask for because all they need is a removal spell. They're thinking a long time though about this attack, so. I mean, they have to double block. They're about to run out of timeouts. Or they already ran out of timeouts, but they're about to just say no blocks. Yep, they ran out of time, so no blocks. They're down to 7. Pass the turn. Looks like they're not here. Because when they're here and they're just like salt roping or like not realizing their timer is going, then you can see that they're hovering over cards. But because they haven't been hovering over cards the whole time, my guess is they like, you know, went somewhere else and left this game on. There is their timers. So if they run out of time, they are dead. Basically, when this thing or this thing reaches this, they die. Or they pass the turn, I don't remember. I think they pass the turn. They either concede or pass the turn, yeah. Looks like that's what's going to happen, so they concede. Okay. Sometimes I feel like on the second time that the timer runs out, they just pass the turn. But sometimes I feel like they concede. I don't know. Depends on circumstance, probably. But I'm now 3-0. Basically 2-0 because that game shouldn't really count. There's a good chance I would have lost that game. There's a medium chance I could have won, but there's a bigger chance I could have lost. So I should have been either 2-1 I should have probably been 2-1, but I don't know. I'll take it though, it's free win. This hand is good though. I have a mountain, 2 forests, a gem pollinator, intrepid tenderfoot, and a seed ship agrarian, plus a galvanizing saw ship. So I can go turn 1 pollinator, turn 2 tenderfoot, turn 3 agrarian, and turn 4 whatever I draw. Okay, plus I'm going first, so that will help things a lot. They lead on a mountain, and they pass the turn. I was worried for a second about a plasma bolt, but they didn't play it. So I don't know what's in their hand, honestly. It might be like some type of pump spell, like full bore. I don't know if that says creature. They play a zookeeper mechan. Sure. Play the seed ship agrarian. Hope they can't kill it. If I draw a land, I can play the diplomatic relations, to kill their West Stalker Ardent. But I didn't. Plus Crackla lander token. So I will play this Old Fate scroll that I drew and attack with Agrarian. When it becomes tapped, I get a lander token, and I will just crack that lander token right now by tapping everything to get a land, which will be a mountain. And that puts counter on the Agrarian. So now I can play the Saw Ship next turn. They attack with the Ardent, and they play a Frontline War Rager, which is fine with me. That is not a very good card, but it is a 3/4 right now, so it is pretty big. I think what I will do, so it's between playing the Saw Ship or playing Germinating Worm. I think I'll just play a mountain, put a counter on the Seed Ship Agrarian, play this worm, go to combat, attack for 5 damage, create lander token, crack lander token, tapping this Intrepid Tenderfoot and the Gene Pollinator. Every single turn, I'm pretty sure, except for turn 2, I tapped the Pollinator and the Tenderfoot. Well, I tapped Tenderfoot to a Pollinator. Okay, they're down to 9 now, and I have a very large Agrarian, which has been doing a stupid amount of work, just saying. It's been ramping me and getting all my lands out my deck. So it's been thinning my deck the whole game, basically. Okay, they pass the turn. I can either play Saw Ship or, I don't know, I'll play the Saw Ship, I guess. Station it with this worm. Then go to combat, attack with the Saw Ship and the Agrarian, leaving up the cracking of lander token. Next to blockers, they have to block Agrarian, so I assume they just triple block or double block or something. Yep, they triple block. Oh, that's actually not going to work because of my lander token. They have to block with everything. Well, everything but the Zookeeper mechan. Yep. Well, no. That will not work, my friend. You forgot about this lander token. I've been doing this every single turn. And they concede. I mean, that was not much of a game. I curved out stupidly well. But, I mean, I'm now 4-0. So I'm not complaining. That was, like, the best curve ever, though. Turn 1 Pollinator, turn 2 Tenderfoot, turn 3 Agrarian. And then, like, from that turn, and then turn 4 Old Fate Scroll, crack the lander token. Okay, I will mulligan this hand because it is really slow. And I don't have all my colors. I will keep this hand, though. And I think I just bottom the worm. Which is kind of risky, but I think it's fine because I Turn 1, play the Forest, play the Sammy's Curiosity. Turn 2, I'll crack the Lander token. Turn 3, play the Crasher. Turn 4, Debris. Hopefully. Yeah, Debris. Because I just drew land. And hopefully kill something. So I hope they play a 3-drop that dies to a Debris Field Crusher. They play Melted Moxite on turn 3. That does not make sense. I think they're probably... My guess is they have a Depressurize. Because they passed on turn 2. But I don't know. They could have anything. I will crack this Lander token and get a Forest, I guess. I will play a Mountain, play this Ice Cave Crasher. Now I have a very nice curve out if I just draw lands. Turn 4, Field Crusher. Turn 5, Predator. Turn 6, Glacier Godmaw. Last time I just ruined to draw lands, because even though that means, you know, I'm not drawing non-lands, I get to curve out really well, plus that means there are less lands in the deck later. So, flying out won't be a huge problem, hopefully. Okay, I drew another Lash Whip Predator, which is not great. Nope, I'll go combat and hit them for 5. Then I guess I just play this Field Crusher, because they didn't play anything that this can kill earlier. I assume they won't play it later, but I mean, I am almost certain they have a Depressurize. So I won't crew up this Debris Field Crusher until I have time or the mana to activate twice. They play a Scrapper, okay. That is a Debris Field Crusher target, but I mean, I just wanted to get online. And then they crack it for 2/2. They're just mocking me, basically. And they play the Tragic Trajectory. So they had a very nice turn up for themselves. But now I can play this Lawship Predator. And soon I'll be able to play the next one for 4 mana. And I will just station this Field Crusher. So what are good draws? Untap lands, which is, I guess, any land in my deck. So, lands are good draws. It's even in my deck. They sack the Moxite for a card with Scrapper, but they are at 12 life. Okay, they play Faller's Faithful, so I assume they kill my Predator. But now I get to draw 2 cards. So I'll hopefully hit my land drops. Phew. That's so few lands. Wow. Okay, I was so worried because I drew 2 cards and I got no lands. But on 3rd card, finally, I drew a land. So I'll play land, play this Glacier Godmaw. Get Lander token. Station the Field Crusher, and I guess I attack for 1. Then pass. So I think my best draw next turn is honestly just a Mountain, because that lets me go Lash Whip Predator, warp this, play the land, get a 2/2, then give all my creatures +1/+1 Vigilance and Haste into long turn. And then I crack the Lander token to create another 2/2 and give all my creatures another +1/+1 Vigilance and Haste into long turn. Of course, that's if they don't kill my Godmaw. They play a Carrier. That's a good sign. Okay, they play they warp a Red Tigerkin. And I was right about the Depressurize. I am so good at this game. They attack for a lot of damage, but I assume they will not expect what's happening next turn. Land. Yes, I drew a Forest. Wow, this is just over. Okay, I say good game because I'm pretty sure I have lethal. Now I'll play Lash Whip Predator. I play this. This is so stupid. And the opponent scoops up. I think I had lethal there. Yeah, I actually definitely had lethal. And I'm 5-0 now. So let's see this. So right now I have 3/3, 6/8, and 7/7. Soon after the landers, obviously I have a 3/3 that I get from this. 2/2, then it gets pumped. 3/3, 4/4, 7, 9, 8/8 trample. Yeah, that is super lethal. Wow, Glacier Godmaw is insane. It's like a powered down Clearhoof Behemoth. And I am super close to a trophy now. I just have to win 2 before I lose 3. I mean, this deck is amazing. Okay, I will keep this hand. Has Close Encounter for removal, Tenderfoot, Sea Chip Agrarian, and All-Star Glacier Godmaw. So I will lead on a forest and pass the turn. They play a forest and pass the turn. I will play forest and play this Tenderfoot. Next turn I play mountain and activate the Tenderfoot. They play a Blooming Stinger. Okay, I drew a forest, so I'll just do as I said. Activate, put counter on it, and attack for 3 damage. If they block with a Blooming Stinger, as they do, that is kind of fine with me, because even though, you know, it's 2-drop that I spent 3 mana on for a 2-drop, they spent extra 3 mana on. That gets rid of their Death Toucher, so now I can play Sea Chip Agrarian. And they are super dead if they don't draw a land, because they missed 2 land drops, right, and they're destroying the hand size. They're just going to die to a Sea Chip Agrarian plus Glacier Godmaw. Okay, I drew Debris Field Crusher. I will just play a land, put counter on the Agrarian. Go combat, attack for 4. Get a lander token, crack the lander token. Get a mountain. Put counter on the Agrarian. They are down to 15 now. And, I mean, next turn I could go play the Glacier Godmaw. They drew a Plains finally. But, problem for them is I have a Glacier Godmaw coming. They have 3 lands, but I have 7. Okay, I play a land, pump the Sea Chip Agrarian, go to combat, attack for 6 damage. They play Emergency Eject to kill my Sea Chip Agrarian, but I get lander token, so now I will play this Glacier Godmaw. Get another lander token, pass the turn, and hopefully I get start going off soon. Okay, they pass the turn. Don't have lethal yet, but I can do this for X3. So I guess what is happening there? Oh, wait. What is up? Okay, finally. There's like some weird bug in land thing. This forest was invisible. But now play this for X3 and go combat attack for 6 damage. Leave up this burst. They also drew another Plains nobly. So attack for 6 damage. They'll probably play like another Emergency Eject. No, they play a Radiant Strike. Okay, that destroys it. That's removal, which is annoying, but that is fine, because as long as it doesn't say exile, I am happy. Get them for 7 damage. And they're just dead if they can't kill my Godmaw. Do I have another removal spell? That'd be funny, but annoying. Okay, and they concede after reading Glacier Godmaw again. I mean, that wasn't much of a game. They got stuck on lands, and I ramped out, I ramped and curved out really nicely. I am now 6-0. Very, very close to a 7-0. The perfect trophy. Just need one more win, please. Okay, this hand has Ulfate Scroll, Nebula Dragon, Glacier Godmaw. Sure, I'll run it. I'm on play. It has ramp and some bombs. And now that I have my only 7 drops out of my deck, I will not draw a single one. So hopefully I can draw some cheap creatures and curve out really nicely. But I drew another mountain, which is literally the worst draw on my deck. a force would have been better in it, but don't really want a force. They play a Store Breach Whale on turn 2 to Surveil 2, or they warp it. Okay, that is a Debris Field Crusher, so I will be able to play that on turn 4. I hope they play a creature that dies to it. Okay, they play Station Monitor, which is the best possible thing for them to have for me. That sounds really weird. Okay, but anyway, because it's a really good card, but it dies to this Debris Field Crusher, they play a Bounder's Enclave. Okay, that is pretty good. Whatever, it's just land though. I hope they play a lot of cards that die, that have 3 toughness or less. Okay, they warp another Store Breach Wheel, because I have a Nebula Dragon coming. Plus, before the Glacier Godmaw, I'll have a couple of tokens, robot tokens. Oh, they have the combo Old Fate Stalker with a warp. That is so good. At the end step, they exile it, and then they get the whale. Surveil 2. That is so annoying. Oh, I have a pretty good turn, I guess. It's not actually that good, but whatever. Play the Engineering, play a Mountain, some Stationing. I assume they'll just play Stalker, kill my 2/2 robot. Yep, they play that, kill my 2/2 robot. Okay, I drew a force, so that gets me a 2/2 off that Engineering, and now I can play a Nebula Dragon. Or a Glacier Godmaw. It's pretty close. I think I'll play the Nebula Dragon, though. Deal 3 damage to a Stalker, and now I can turn this into a creature. Station it up, and station it up. I will just pass the turn, leave it as a blocker, because they're winning on damage right now. I'm feeling very good about where I am right now, though. Don't want to jinx it, but I'm feeling really good, because lands are good with my Engineering and my Glacier Godmaw, and non-lands are non-lands. They play they warp a Starfield Shepherd. They played 4 warp spells plus a Station Monitor. So I guess Station Monitor works really well for. Okay, they get 8 planes with it, and they play a Looming Class Frigate. I don't know how to say it, but that's pretty good. They get Pump with their creatures, but I think they'll probably die if they die. Or if they try to get up to 12 plus, they'll probably die before then. Do they want to activate again? I mean, that'd be risky, yeah. They just pass the turn. Okay, and that is a forest, so I will play the Glacier Godmaw. I think. Oh, this is so stressful. No, yeah. No. Yeah, I think no. Yeah, I'll just place forest, create a robot, then go to combat and attack with this 1/5, and activate it a couple of times. Turn into a 7/5, and then pass the turn, leaving the burst. They are down to 13 though. This Debris Field Crusher hits really hard. They play 8 planes, and they play a Station Monitor. That is good. The problem though with it is the 1/1 drones, which are actually 2/2 drones because the Lumen Class Frigate can't block, but they can crew the Lumen Class Frigate. Okay, they play a Left Blade Enhancer for warp, but they only have 2 blockers. And they can't turn us on yet unless they want to tap 3 creatures, which I might do because it is nice to have Lifelinker. Okay, yep, looks like that's what they're going to do. I mean, they're down 2 blockers now. This is my chance to win. They're at 16 life, basically. Yeah, my chance. No, I didn't draw land. I need a land for Glacier Godmaw. Well, that makes things a lot harder. So I guess I just attack with this Debris Field Crusher again. Okay, they block with a whale, so I will burst it. And then I'll activate it to kill the whale. And I get them down to 12 because it has trample. I mean, that wasn't the best turn ever, but at least I got to kill their whale, and this is permanently pumped. This is scary. The opponent's board is scary though, because they have 5 cards in hand, basically. Okay, 4 cards in hand. I mean, I count dwarf cards as cards in hand, or better than cards in hand. And they see as their lifelink is pretty small, and this can't block. All I need is a land, and I could go Glacier Maw, Godmaw, I can't talk. Play a land, crack the land token from Godmaw, and they are dead. If they kill my Debris Field Crusher, that's annoying, but that's fine. They play Starbreach Whale, okay? Let's hope they don't have anything to go with it. Just because that means they'll have a 2-drop. I mean, this is my turn to win. They have 3 blockers that are at 15 life. Maybe not win, but get close to winning at least. Okay, they surveilled a operative into their graveyard, and they kept the other card. Even though they have something, and it can't be these 2, I know it isn't necessarily the card they have in hand, because this prompts you to activate it. Okay, they passed the turn. But I did not draw a land. I drew a card that can tap for mana, but it's not land. So I will go to combat. Attack with this Debris Field Crusher. Sounds familiar? They block with their whale. And, oh, it can only block creatures with flying. It can block. Shoot. I totally forgot about that. So I can activate this 4 times, which makes it 8, which isn't quite enough. So I activate it 2 times, I guess. A new station monitor was good, but I forgot it was this good. Okay, at least they lose their whale. Now I can warp this worm and play this Gene Pollinator. So now I can play Glacier Godmaw next turn with the crack of land token. If I just draw land, that'll make things a lot easier on me. Okay, they play another Station Monitor. That is really bad. They play Starfield Shepherd. They have infinite of these drones now. Snebula Dragon's not gaining, is it? Oh, they're attacking. That's bold of them. Okay. So, they're up to 15 now. Again, I don't have a land. But I can still do the Leviathan thing, even if it isn't as good as it could be. So, play it, get a lander token. Crack a lander token. To get a forest. Which gets me a 2/2 and gives all my creatures +1/+1 vigilance and haste. And I guess I can attack with this Nebula Dragon. I'll definitely attack with the Godmaw. And these robots. Okay, they block the Godmaw with the Station Monitor and the Starfield Shepherd, and I assume they double block my Nebula Dragon too. Yep, that's what they do, and I assume they just take 9. Yep. Okay, so or 10, I guess. So they're down to 5, but I lost my big board. Well, most of my big board. It's going to be a really close game. They play 8, or they warp this card. Okay, they just -3/-0 until I'm turn, sure. And then they play that, get a 2/2 drone, put counter on, Lumen class frigate, I assume. Station Monitor, drone, and Lumen class frigate. All I need is a removal spell for this stupid frigate, and I win. I have so many in my deck, and there are only 23 cards in the deck. I mean, that's a lot, but still. And I finally drew a land after. I don't want it. Ugh. Well, at least this Predator does block their Lumen class frigate pretty well. And I can play Germinating Worm. And I mean, I still have a big board. Do not know if I play the forest, though. I know I have landfall triggers. I'll still play forest, though. Because next turn, if I just draw land, I'll activate this Old Fate Scroll. Okay, they drew land. That's really good. They can activate Bonder's Enclave Flow. No. I just need a removal spell for his frigate, and they won't be able to activate this Bonder's Enclave. They play a Cryo Shatter on my Lash Whip Predator. No. And they play a Sinister Cryologist to give Germinating Worm -3/-0. This is slowly slipping away. Yeah, I can't block. But I'm now down to 5. Opponent's at 13. Drew Seed Ship Agrarian. It's not going to do it. Have to crack this Old Fate Scroll. Desperation. And I drew nothing. Good game. Guess I will attack. Yeah. Good game. They got me. Okay, I sadly didn't get the 7-0 dream, but I am still at 6-1, which is not bad at all. So hopefully I can still get this trophy. Okay, this hand is really pretty good. I was going to say really good, but I mean, it's good, but it's not that good. And of course, I drew Sammy's Curiosity on turn 2. But that's fine. I will turn 1 play a Zookeeper Mechan. They turn 1 play a Gale Blade. Alright, turn 2 play Mechan. Turn 1 they play the Gale Blade. Shoot, I'm accidentally in full control. Good. Now I'm out of full control. Okay, they pass the turn. I will play a Forest, play this Curiosity. Go combat, attack for 1. And pass the turn. They cracked the Gale Blade already, which is weird, but I don't know. Okay, they play Ulthros Poseidonist. I don't know how to say it, but it may expose the second spell cost 2 less. Is a 2/4. Sadly, this Field Crusher can't kill it. Or this Nebula Dragon. So I guess I play this. I guess I go combat and attack for 1. They take it, and now I'll play this Germinating Worm. If they blocked, I would just debris Field Crusher to kill their Cyanist. I don't know how to say it, but whatever. What would be really bad is if they play Station Monitor into something big. Okay, they play Steel Storm Operator into a Sunstar Lightsmith. That's good, but at least they can't do it in the other order. And I get to now play a Nebula Dragon to kill their Lightsmith. And now I can attack with the Germinating Worm. So I have a pretty aggressive clock now. And whenever I want, I can make this +4/+0. They just chump with Operator, but that means they don't have a flying chumper for the Nebula Dragon. When I make it huge with this Zookeeper Mechan. If they play another flying chumper for Nebula Dragon, I can kill it with a Debris Field Crusher. Okay, they play Scout for Survivors to bring back 2 flying chumpers. Okay. But I drew a Glacier Godmaw. That is quite nice. I'll play this Debris Field Crusher to deal 3 damage to their Operator. Then I will attack with this Worm and Nebula Dragon. No, just a Nebula Dragon. They chump the Nebula Dragon and crack it to draw a card. Sure, that Scout for Survivors is looking pretty good. I will station this up, then play the Tenderfoot, and station the Debris Field Crusher up some more, up to 7 now. If I draw a couple of lands, this Godmaw is going to be a great surprise. Oh, they play another Scout for Survivors, speaking of that card, and they attack me for 5. I am now down to 18, but I drew a land. It's not bad. I think I just play it and hope I draw 1 more land for Glacier Godmaw. Big surprise. I will activate the Debris Field Crusher, turn it on, and the opponent concedes. So I am now 7-1. I trophied this draft. Sadly, did not get the very clean 7-0, but 7-1 is still really, really good. And I guess I will show you this deck. So it had very good curve. 3 1-drop, Sammy's Curiosity, busted, and I had 2 of them. Gene Pollinator, good 1-drop. I had another one, but I didn't want to play it. Zookeeper Mechan, really good. As a ramp spell, Burst, really good pump spell. The Trample won me a couple of games. Close Encounter, really good bite spell. Terrabotanist, just really good 2-drop. Gained you a little bit of life. Tenderfoot overperformed. It's just nice 2-drop creature that can, use up your mana late game. The Broodguard, as I said, it would be busted, and it really performed insanely well. Old Fate Scroll performed better than I expected, because I'm a 2-color deck. Still really good. Played Diplomatic Relations, really good. Nice bite spell. Ice Cave Crasher, pretty good. Seed Chip Agrarian really overperformed. When you ramp into it, the opponent just dies. 2 Debris Field Crushers, it overperformed a lot. The Fire that can pump instant speed is super annoying. Germinating Worm overperformed. Engineering also overperformed. Glacier Godmaw, busted, won me a couple of games. Nebula Dragon, really good. 2 Lash Whip Predators, both good. Galvanizing Sawship, good, but I don't think I cast a single time. And that'll be it for today. Really happy with how this deck went. See you next time on Greedy MTG.